liked my double-barreled Nerf blasters. They come in handy. They come in handy for steampunk projects, post-apocalyptic projects, and because I'm a fan of Army of Darkness and Evil Dead universe, I'm always keeping my eye out for something double-barreled related that I can use for anything Evil Dead related. This is my steampunk double-barreled Sawnoff rifle. This is actually Nessa Langton's Sawnoff rifle from Dark Horizons. This one comes with ejecting shells. So I'm always looking for double-barreled rifles, double-barreled Nerf blasters that eject shells. And I saw some reviews online for the past year and a half now, and I thought to myself, I'm never going to get these blasters. They come from China, they come from faraway places. I've checked out some of the websites, Buoy Blasters and Mech Potato. These blasters are really expensive and they're just not commercially available in England. You just can't get them from the shops. So I've always thought to myself, I'll probably never be able to get one of those blasters. But this week, I got lucky. I found something in B&M stores, a cheap department store, kind of like Target, the British version of Target. And they had on their shelves a brand new Nerf blaster. It's a double-barreled Sawnoff shotgun that ejects shells. I thought to myself, that's only £8. So I thought, yeah, I'm having that one. Yeah, I want that one. That's the one I want now. And it actually ejects shells as well. So here it is. Dual shot, soft bullet gun. They avoid using the words dart. And there's a picture on the front with the breech open and ejecting the shells. And here is the blaster. Double-barreled Sawnoff shotgun, like a Mad Max style, with ejecting shells. So I think this belongs in my post-apocalyptic collection. When it's painted up in post-apocalyptic colours, this is going to look pretty damn nice. And it comes with a sight as well. I'm presuming this is removable because it doesn't need it. It'll probably look 1,000 times better without that. And I can use this scope on my cyberpunk blasters anyway. Got a switch there for selecting, apparently that's for left barrel, right barrel, and when it's in the middle apparently fires both barrels at once. The back of the box is very green. Everything's green. That's green, that's green, the pictures are green, the shells are green, the writing on it's green, so there's a lot of green in this picture. And it shows the breech open and ejecting shells. So that's something that I've wanted in my Nerf blaster collection. More of a filmmaking point of view and a cosplaying point of view. With ejecting shells, when they're painted up to look like actual shells, that would look really good from a filmmaking point of view, or filming scenes at conventions or something. So it shows how to load it. You pull the handle back to cock it, and firing and ejecting. So let's get this box open. Put a little knife here, cut these straps, cut them straps. Oh, there's more straps at the back. That's what it was. Right, so that's the blaster out. It's a really cute size. Yeah, it's perfect size for putting in a leg holster. That looks pretty good in the hand actually. It's kind of shrunk down in size. it's pretty good for taking to conventions. I mean, it's obviously not real. I mean, it's got all these sci-fi detailings on. If I did it in a futuristic colour scheme and then weathered it, did the forward stock and the grip in a kind of a wood grip, so a kind of paint job, this is pretty good for like filmmaking on a budget. Something we've always wanted. So that lever there opens the breech, closing the breech. I'm hoping this is from the, oh, that slides back and forwards. I see, it's got a screw, yeah. It's got a screw there to tighten it up. Doesn't really do anything. That comes off. This might be compatible with now the Nerf blasters, so I can probably use that on one of my cyberpunk blasters later on down the line. But that looks good in the hand. It's got a good action. You know, flipping it open and to put the shells in, slamming it closed, cocking it, and you've got a selector switch there for the barrels, so you can fire the left one or the right one independently or in the middle, both barrels at once. So you've got a pack of shells here, comes with 6 of them. But when they're painted up to look like shells, they're going to look pretty good on camera. For showing the characters reloading, then they'll look pretty good. And this blaster was only £8, so it's actually really cheap. So I can probably just buy more of them to get more shells. And it comes with 10 little Nerf darts in there. These darts are just tiny. They're not as big as N-Strike Elite darts, they're much shorter. So, I need to put them in, like that fits in there. I see, it's quite a loose fit as well. It's quite, when you put the dart in, it's actually loose and floppy, so that won't, you know, you turn it upside down, that happens. They just fall out. When you push them in, the back end of the shell is tighter and actually grips the dart better, in a more superior way. Yeah, so the back end of the shell is like fully tapers on the inside, grips the dart more properly, like that. And then click into place. Oh, that's cool. And there go the shells. There's one. There's the other. So that clicks in. It's there. Barrel ejects them both. Yeah, that's the important bit, that it ejects both of them. I have a Walking Dead double barrel rifle that I turned into a Sawnoff, and the right barrel always stuck, always jammed. It never ever ejects the right shell out of the right barrel, it always jammed up on me every time. But this one is ejecting both of them. So that's an important part. The ability to eject both shells. Right, so you can see there the size difference between a N-Strike Elite dart and these new darts. So it's about 1/3 shorter. I'm wondering if I've got one of these. load a normal N-Strike Elite dart into these and fire them off and see what happens, because that makes sense. Yeah, so that's neat. You can use the normal N-Strike Elite darts in these shells and it works fine. And you can shoot both barrels at once. When you use the Nerf IX barrel brake, it very rarely fires both barrels, and when you do try and fire both barrels at once, it doesn't do it very well. The darts only go like 10 or 15 feet, so it's like really rubbish. But this one can fire both barrels at once and it works fine. So they've got the selector switch, they can do one barrel at a time or both barrels at once. So this is a good last resort. If you are doing Nerf skirmishing, this could be your last resort weapon for close encounters. You can take someone out at close range with a double whammy if your target's close enough, and if you can, if you've got this hidden under a trench coat on an underarm holster, or it's hidden on a leg holster or something, this will be pretty good in a Mad Max post-apocalyptic LARP game or a zombie survival game. If you're in a game where there's like limited ammo, or they specialise in like more real-world weaponry and you want a double-barreled blaster, this is the one you want. And it's way more cheaper than the ones I've seen. I've seen lots of reviews of double-barreled blasters recently, like Bowie blasters, and some companies in China, some companies far away, and they always tend to be really expensive. This only cost £8 from B&M stores, and I just found it on the shelf and I went in there and I thought, yeah, I'm having that. I want that one in my collection. I want that for my post-apocalyptic collection. So when I paint this up, it's going to be a post-apocalyptic colour scheme, so that's going to be really nice. The shells are going to be painted as well. It only comes with 6 shells, but you can just buy more of them. Go back to B&M store and buy another one. You could probably rig it up so it fires both barrels at once all the time. If you were to dismantle the blaster and take out this mechanism so that it fires both barrels all the time, like the Super Sawnoff shotgun in the Doom games. So people won't be expecting that, and it looks nice, it looks good in the hand, it's a good sort of size, and it's kind of has these futuristic detailings on it so that it's safe. You can take it to conventions. When it's painted up, it's going to look really good. So if anyone's looking for double-barreled Sawnoff Mad Max blaster, go to B&M stores and get yourself one of these. They cost like £8. And you don't have to worry about the shipping. If you're ordering something from a company overseas, like Bowie blasters or Mech Potato, you might have to wait ages for that to arrive, and they can be quite expensive. This one's really cheap. And it can probably be modded, you can probably take it apart, put a stronger spring in it or something, maybe even cut down the barrels even more. So if you were to turn the Sawnoff into a Sawnoff, you could probably hide this under a trench coat, under your arm, in an underarm holster. No one's going to know it's there. When a zombie comes at you, or a mutant comes at you or something, you can pull out this and give them both barrels at close range and get rid of your enemies, get rid of your foes that way. and it works with end strike elite darts, so therefore it probably works with half darts as well. So if you're cutting your darts down in size and you're using half darts, they'll work with these, and they pretty much stay in there once they're in there. Once they're in there, you push it down, that stays in there. So you can just have a pouch on your weapon belt, just load up, just buy more of these, or buy more blasters to build up your stock of the shells, and just have spare shells in your weapon belt or ammo pouch or whatever. So I'm definitely going to do this as a post-apocalyptic blaster in a futuristic colour scheme, and then with weathering this is going to look really, really nice. I don't see the point of the tactical rail. It doesn't really need it, it's not really essential, so that can probably come off. And the sight, well, that will just get used on my cyberpunk blasters instead. I'll probably attach this to my Raven or something, because that will probably look better on my Raven than it does on this. This looks better just on its own. So you can hide this on a leg holster or on your back or hidden under your trench coat, and it's perfect for those close encounters if you're at a zombie survival game or a Mad Max post-apocalyptic game. Right, so here's that sight attached to my Raven. Looks okay on there. It's not too bad, but it's because it's not Hasbro, it's not a Nerf blaster accessory, so it doesn't fit. It's just loose and fluffy. It tightens up, that tightens it, but not enough to lock it in place. So if I was to use this on another blaster, I would have to glue it in place. I would simply use like 2-part epoxy glue and choose which blaster it's going to be attached to, and then glue it into place permanently after it's been painted. Because that's just there. It just doesn't do anything. It's going to lose it in one battle. So it's going to have to be glued into place because it doesn't go tight enough to grip the Picatinny rails right there. It's not bad looking on the Raven. It's okay, it suits the Raven, but just there's no way of attaching it without permanently gluing it into place. Now the word useless gets thrown around a lot these days. I think this really is the definition. That doesn't go any tighter, so, and that's just loose. It's just loose and fluffy. There's nothing gripping that whatsoever, so that won't go any tighter, and it's a complete waste of time because it's not going to be any use on this, because that screw just doesn't tighten up any further. So this can technically be removed. What I might do, undo those 2 screws, take it off, and use a hacksaw and cut at an angle. Cut it off at an angle, then put that piece back on, maybe glue that back into place, scrub it with sandpaper, and get rid of the rest of this piece here because it's not really needed. It's just pretty much useless and taking up space. And you can use that spare part to modify other blasters, so you can just recycle this on some other project, whatever you happen to be doing, because there's just no point in having it on there, so it can just be chopped off with a hacksaw and removed. Now let's compare it to my barrel brake. Yeah, quite considerable size difference. Big size difference right there. The barrel brake is big and chunky. I've had this one for years. When I first started collecting Nerf blasters, this was one of the first blasters I actually got for my steampunk collection, because I like the actions of it. I like how you reload and cock it. But as a dart blaster, it was pretty useless. Only the left barrel worked properly when you fired one barrel at a time. The right barrel was weak, and when you fired both barrels at once, it was really bad and only went about 15 feet. And it's quite a big bulky gun, it's got quite a bit of hefty weight to it. So pretty much like, it's good for a filmmaking prop. This is better as a filmmaking or a cosplay prop to use rather than a Nerf skirmishing point of view. So it's pretty much useless in a Nerf skirmishing battle type scenario. This one, I'm guessing if I take these outside, I'm guessing this one is better than the barrel break. So that's all 3 of my double-barreled Sawnoff blasters collection. I should really do a firing test of these outside to see how they compare outside. Yeah, so I'd recommend this one and this one for steampunk movie making, and use this one for either steampunk movie making or Mad Max post-apocalyptic movie making. Rather than using it for skirmishing, use it for acting and making scenes and making films, and it doesn't stay. No, you can't balance it up right. Yeah, you can spend all day doing this. No, it won't stay. No, it's too rounded on the grip, it doesn't balance. So it doesn't stay upright. So if anyone in the future wants to do a review of this blaster, whatever you do, don't try and balance it upright because it just falls over. This one and this one is great for staying put. You put it upright, it stays there, it's well balanced. That one, it's sturdy, it stays there, it's very well balanced. So anyone out there who wants to do a review of this one, don't try and make it stand up like that. It doesn't work, you are wasting your time. So don't even think about it, just lay it down flat. Don't waste everyone's time by trying to put it upright like these two, it doesn't work. So don't even bother including that in your videos. There, I've just saved you the trouble. I've saved 10 minutes of your life by not trying to put it like this on your table. Just lay it down and leave it like that. I've just saved 10 minutes of your life. Yes, I can't wait to paint this up now. It's going to look really good when it's painted up. It's going to be a film quality prop. It's going to be perfect for conventions. Perfect for the photo shoots. It's low budget. I found it in a department store for £8. It fits nicely in the hand and looks really good as a post-apocalyptic Sawnoff shotgun blaster. So it's perfect for cosplayers who are into double-barreled blasters, especially the shell ejecting variety. There's a lot more out there nowadays. 18 months ago there was like 3 or 4 ever in the world, and now there's loads of companies out there that are producing loads of them, and I'm seeing reviews on YouTube for pump action blasters, underlever blasters, double barreled blasters that have ejecting shells, and it's like the people that make these probably know that people will want to use them for filmmaking and acting and filming videos and fan films and everything else and taking it to conventions. If you want to do Nerf skirmishing, taking that seriously, get yourself a Raven or a Rampage or any other fully automatic blaster. There's loads out there. There's loads of people doing pulse rifle mods with their fully automatic battery powered blasters that cost an absolute fortune. This is low budget, simplistic, shell ejecting, double barreled Sawnoff piece of fun. And lots of cosplayers out there will probably want something like this, and it's on a budget, it's a low budget equivalent. So this is more ideal for people who want such a thing that ejects shells. It's really cheap. It's going to look really good when it's painted up, and you don't have to fork out a lot of money to get it. And I found it in the B&M stores. and it's one of their own brands, so it's like an off brand. So there was no sign of any big branded name logos on the box. So this is the one you want to get. Yeah, so look at the size difference between the two. Yeah, it's quite considerably smaller, so it's better, so it's more compact, so it's pretty easier to transport. It's lightweight as well. This one's actually heavier and bigger and bulkier. But this one is perfect for the kind of thing that I like, the kind of thing I'm into. You know, it's lightweight and compact. Build a leg holster for this, it's going to look really good. Build an underarm holster for this, you can conceal it under a trench coat. So it's perfect for like zombie survival games as your last resort kind of blaster. It looks good, it's kind of got that futuristic element to it, but without being like ridiculously steampunkified or cyberpunk sort of feel. Well, yeah, it has a cyberpunk feel to it, but it's not like ridiculously like, it's not like this kind of thing, you know. If you're at a post-apocalyptic game and they want the players to use more realistic world weaponry, then this is the kind of thing you want. As a Sawnoff shotgun, then yeah, this is the one you want. It's good for Mad Max cosplayers, Mad Max type LARP games, and I'm using it for my own post-apocalyptic character. Yeah, so I'm going to use this for my own post-apocalyptic character. I'll probably build a rig for it and include this into my new arsenal of weaponry for my post-apocalyptic character, which happens to be an Evil Dead character, so it's related to the Evil Dead universe. So this kind of thing is kind of perfect, seeing as I'm merging the Mad Max post-apocalyptic world with the Evil Dead universe. So yeah, this is the kind of thing I want for my character. So, in conclusion, if you're a filmmaker and you're doing sci-fi films and you use Nerf blasters and you want a double-barreled Sawnoff shotgun for any characters and you need it to have ejecting shells, then yes, definitely go with one of these. Definitely get one of these. It's good, it's got the, you know, the logic behind it. Someone out there is catching on that people want double-barreled rifles that eject shells, so obviously someone went out their way to build this. So anyone that wants something like this for their own homemade movies, then they should definitely go to B&M stores and get one. And thanks for watching.